Hey cookie lovers, it's David Dotson, chef owner of The Graceful Cookie. Today I am going to share with you our actual proprietary recipe for our chocolate chip cookie dough. I think the one thing that chefs miss more than anything is spending the right amount of time and attention at getting the perfect bake to their cookies. If you don't bake it right, you've lost that perfect dewy inside, crunchy and crispy on the outside. Again, this recipe is going to get you a perfect cookie. I am going to show you the ingredients we're using and how to make it step by step. Granted, in a little smaller format, we have a much bigger mixer than this, but our recipe and our cookie dough actually is made by some of the most famous hotels and restaurants in the country. And one of the things is you want a clean cookie dough. We don't want to put lots of corn syrup and a bunch of other stuff in there. We're going to use 8 ounces of brown sugar and 4 ounces of cane sugar. We only use C&H sugar here. Finest sugar you're going to find. So I put that in first. Now I don't put the butter in first if I can help it because it's going to stick to the bottom. Then we use 8 ounces of Challenge Dairy. Now in our market in California, Challenge Dairy is absolutely the best butter that you can find. Good butter tastes good. The better ingredients you use, the better flavor you're going to get. Now do note, you do want room temperature butter. We're using our trusty KitchenAid here. We use a beater, not a whip. This is for making whipped cream. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cream the butter and the sugar together, right? We're going to let it break up. Once we get it to that nice creamy stage, we're going to gently mix our eggs in. We use 3.5 ounces of egg. That's 1.5 eggs. Break 2 eggs, whip it up, pull off about 1/4 of that. So you can see it's nice and creamy and it's not over whipped. So you don't want to get too much air in it. That is really important. The next step is I'm going to take 14 ounces of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure your soda is fresh. And we use sea salt. Boy, I tell you, do not use that iodized cleaning stuff because iodized salt is a cleaning solution. It is not meant for making great cookies. The better the salt, the better the cookies, right? We use Justo's flour. It's 100% wheat. There's no stuff in it. It's unbleached, unbrominated. If you want a great tasting cookie, you got to have great tasting ingredients. A little wipe down on the sides. Spatula is really important. You do not want to have clumps or lumps at the bottom. So I'm just going to give that a quick mix. I just gently and slowly add in our flour. Now, we don't want to over whisk it or over mix it. We want it to turn into oatmeal kind of consistency. And then I want to turn it off. I want to scrape it. I want to keep it so it's just barely mixed. I'm going to go in and make sure everything's scraped on the side. And then I'm going to put in some of my chips. I'm going to put a teaspoon and a little more. And you just want to add that at the end. If we add liquid at the beginning, with the flour, we're going to activate the glutens. We don't want to activate the glutens. We want to be very gentle with your cookie dough. So we're going to gently mix in our chocolate chips. We use Callebaut chocolate, which is amazing. If you want a great chocolate chip cookie, use a great chocolate chip. Make sure it's all incorporated. And there is perfect chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm just going to give it one scrape. See, we didn't have any sticking on the bottom or the sides. This is a Woolrath. They call it the yellow scoop, is 2 ounces. Just use a standard silver tray. Do not use black sheet pans. These are silver. The black ones actually heat up more. They burn the bottom of your cookies. Parchment is essential. If you don't have parchment, it's going to stick. You simply scoop your cookies out here. Now, you can freeze these if you would like. I just pop out frozen cookie dough out of the freezer, leave it out for maybe a half an hour so it's kind of room temperature before you bake it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bake these. Convection oven, if at all possible. Try about 320 degrees. Most people burn their cookies. We're going to pop these in the oven. Start at about 17, 18 minutes. Beautiful, perfect chocolate chip cookies. Nice and crisp on the outside, a little dewy and moist on the inside. I hope that this helps you in your pursuit of the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Thanks for listening.